Sergeant Bo Bergdahl, who already spent 5 years in Taliban custody. The Obama administration brought him home last May. Critics insist the cost, trading 5 Taliban detainees held in Gitmo, was too high. And now CNN is learning that it might be a matter of just days before Bergdahl finds out if he could face even more years as a prisoner of sorts, this time in a U.S. military jail. Today, a senior defense official told CNN that a decision on whether to charge Bergdahl with desertion or any other crime will come down very soon. As of this morning, the commanding officer in charge of the case, Army General Mark Milley, he has not signed or forwarded a charge sheet, we're told. Do you think they will charge Bergdahl?
I think it's really speculative. I think there's certainly evidence from what we've seen that would support charging him with an unauthorized absence and potentially desertion. But there are other factors that play into the equation. The commanding officer who has the responsibility to make this charging decision has to consider all factors, deterrence questions, good order and discipline in the force, and also, candidly, to look at what he's been through and whether or not further criminal proceedings would be justified. I wouldn't be surprised if the decision is made to charge him, but there's no guarantee that will happen. And I'm not surprised either that the Admiral made that point so emphatically, because the first step when you charge a soldier is that the charge sheet is served on the soldier, and there's been no evidence, no information or news that Bergdahl has actually received a charge sheet and been called in and told that he's been charged. So I think it was speculation from the outset.
Okay, well, Colonel Corn, so you're saying that it's possible that the Army might decide there is evidence that he deserted, and as we heard on my show and others, members of his platoon, members of his brigade saying that he did desert his post, but there are extenuating circumstances because he spent 5 years in Taliban custody, so they might, and obviously this is all speculative, but they might take that into account and say, we'll give you a dishonorable discharge or we'll just let you discharge.
Well, let's be clear. He cannot receive a dishonorable discharge unless he's charged and brought to trial by a court-martial, and the charge would have to be desertion. A dishonorable discharge is a punishment discharge. Okay. Now, there are other ways you can essentially fire a soldier and give him less than an honorable discharge. For example, an other than honorable discharge through an administrative proceeding that would have a hearing, but it wouldn't be a criminal trial and it wouldn't result in a criminal conviction, and that's always a possibility. And let me make another point. It's not the Army that's going to decide this, it's his commander that's going to decide it, and that's the commander's responsibility under the military code, and it's a solemn responsibility, and the commander is going to get input from his investigating officer that did the report. The commander is going to get input from the military lawyers that would have to try the case if it were brought to trial. But ultimately, we expect the commander to use his best judgment to decide what justice demands in this case. And there's no rule that says you have to be charged simply because there's evidence an offense was committed.